My guest is Judah Smith. He pastors out in Seattle and LA Church Home. And Judah, that's so great because some people, if you don't keep the right perspective, you can go bitter and discouraged and God, I don't understand it. But I find it so much more, practical and so much more, the way to live, and that is to look at the goodness of God in even difficult situations. And Judah, I've told this before, but my father had a heart attack in his living room, and so I went over there at 2:00 in the morning when my mom called, and I saw the paramedics. They'd moved all the furniture, and it's quite a scene. She got 10 paramedics in there shocking my dad. Anyway, my dad didn't make it out. Well, so a few weeks later, I'm back over to visit my mother there at her house, just saying hi, and I'm back in that room, and all those memories come back, and I'm tempted to think, oh man, this is where my dad died, and all that emotion. But you know what I did, Judah? I just kind of changed the channel. I thought, you know what? I have great memories in this room. This is where my dad used to play with my little boy Jonathan. This is where my dad, I'd come over, he'd be watching Wheel of Fortune every night. I'd come over, had a lot of great memories there, and some of it is just you gotta change the channel. You can go to all the depressing moments in life, the times we made mistakes, sometimes that person hurt us, or we can turn it around and say, God, I remember all the great things you've done in my life. And a lot of it's about perspective.
Wow, I never saw it like that, Pastor Joel. You're right. It's by the grace of God, and I'm so grateful to God. His graciousness to help me in that moment change the channel, and I know that God will help anyone listening. Just asking God, Lord, help me change the channel. Help me change the channel of what I'm focusing on, and I know if He can do it for me and you, He can do it for anybody.
Yeah, that's so good. And Judah, we've talked about this before, but what about the people are nervous with the virus, and rightfully so. We're cautious and all, and some people are more afraid. I've even seen it in some of my, extended family, a lot of fear that I've never felt before. Some of this was several weeks back, but maybe some people are listening today, Judah, that just think, just very, very concerned about what's going to happen in my finances. What about this virus if it comes my way? Maybe you can talk to us a little bit about your perspective on that. How do we stay in faith with all this negativity?
Oh, so good. Thank you for asking. I will say that I think this pandemic has brought again to our attention a reality of life, and that is the fragility, the brevity of life. Is whether there is a virus or a pandemic or not, this life is fragile, and this life is brief, and this life is a vapor. So in that sense, it's given us an odd sort of gift to remember again that we're all very fragile, and this life is so very fast. Having said that, we believe in a God who, by His own commission, by His own declaration, in His own book, He has told us over and over and over what He started, He will be faithful to complete it, and He will finish. And there are promises and desires and aspirations and things that God has dropped in people's hearts, and I believe with all of them laid out. I love that scripture that says that my days are numbered. I know my days are by the one who designed